In the warm, breathless stillness of the tropics, where air hangs heavy with the scent of rain-soaked leaves and the whisper of unseen lives drifting through the undergrowth, a creature moves so lightly that even the forest itself seems unsure of its presence. It flickers at the edge of perception, a pale shimmer gliding across bark, stone, and shadow. To the untrained eye, it appears like nothing more than a trick of the light, a glint of dew, a sliver of moonglow, a speck of dust turning in a stray beam of sun. Yet beneath this illusion lives a species whose world is as complex, as perilous, and as fiercely orchestrated as any great empire on Earth. This is the ghost ant, Taponoma melanocephalum, a translucent phantom of the tropics, a master of invisibility, and the soft-footed architect of a hidden kingdom. Their colonies begin in places that seem almost whimsical, inside the hollow stems of plants, beneath loose bark, within the creases of rotting wood, or tucked deep into the crevices of human homes. The ghost ant's world is one of edges, margins, liminal spaces. They thrive where darkness meets light, where moisture pools quietly, where warmth holds steady even through the cool breaths of twilight. At the heart of the colony lies the queen, her slender, elongated body darker than her translucent workers, pulsing gently with the rhythm of life. She is the anchor of the swarm, her pheromones a soft tide that keeps the colony's purpose aligned. Workers surround her, stroking her with their antennae, grooming her, feeding her, tending the eggs she produces in a steady, delicate stream. Their movements are so fluid, so weightless, that the chamber seems alive with drifting snowflakes rather than insects of remarkable capability. When dawn breathes into the world, touching leaves with warm gold, the workers stir. They emerge from their nesting crevices in lines so faint they seem drawn in smoke. Their bodies, nearly invisible except for their dark heads and abdomens, catch only the slightest hint of light, reflecting back a ghostly shimmer that gives them their name. At just 1.3 to 1.5 millimeters long, they are among the smallest ants on the planet, and their delicate cuticles refract the colors of their environment, allowing them to vanish against nearly any surface. In a universe of predators, spiders, centipedes, lizards, birds, this vanishing act is not beauty, it is survival. Ghost ants move with purpose, though from afar their trails look like drifting specks carried by the wind. Through pheromone trails invisible to all but themselves, they chart paths to food sources scattered through the forest. Sweetness draws them most, nectar from flowers, honeydew from aphids, juices from overripe fruits. With the precision of jewel thieves and the softness of falling ash, they glide onto blossoms, avoiding the attention of predators who overlook them entirely. Their antennae sweep the air, tasting chemical signals, measuring distance, decoding the invisible map that links their world together. They are omnivores too. When chance offers the carcass of a fallen insect, or the oozing proteins of a cracked egg, the ghost ants swarm with gentle urgency. Their mandibles may be small, but in numbers their efficiency becomes astonishing. A dead termite, a crippled moth, a beetle larva, they disassemble them piece by piece, reducing the forest's refuse into nourishment that sustains the colony's brood. In doing so, they become unseen custodians of the forest floor, recyclers of life and death, participants in a quiet cycle that keeps the ecosystem breathing. Their nests are rarely singular. Unlike many ants that build grand fortresses, ghost ants form vast, sprawling, polygamous networks, multiple satellite colonies bridging across rooms, trees, roots, or entire patches of forest. Queens live in several of these nests simultaneously, allowing the colony to expand like a living constellation. Should one chamber be disturbed by a falling branch, a flooding rain, or the intrusion of a curious predator, the colony barely falters. Workers migrate silently to another chamber. Brood is carried gently through narrow tunnels or across open air. Entire populations shift as though the earth itself were moving beneath them, fluid and unbroken. Rain brings new tensions. When the sky cracks open and water pours into the world with the force of 1,000 drums, the ghost ants retreat into the tightest corners of their shelters. Their translucent legs press against the walls as droplets bounce and roll past them like boulders. Moisture is both a friend and a threat, vital for survival, yet capable of collapsing their fragile nests in seconds. But these ants are masters of adaptability. If water breaches their chambers, they simply move. If humidity rises too high, they relocate. If a predator discovers their nest, they abandon it without hesitation. They are nomads of opportunity, sculpting their kingdom not from soil, but from flexibility itself. As the day deepens and the humid air grows heavy, rivalry stirs across the forest floor. Larger ant species patrol their territories: pugnacious weavers, voracious fire ants, towering carpenter ants. To them, ghost ants are barely worth the trouble. Too small, too faint, too elusive to be targets of calculated aggression. And yet, conflicts happen. When a grazing fire ant stumbles upon a ghost ant trail, the encounter is swift and violent. A single bite from the fire ant can crush several ghost ants at once. Yet the colony's response is not to fight, it is to disappear. Trails dissolve, workers retreat, nests empty. Within minutes, the ghost ants have slipped into another hidden vein of the forest, leaving predators snapping at silence. Inside the brood chambers, where the future waits soft and pale, workers tend larvae with tender insistence. They feed them regurgitated nectar and pulverized protein, clean their bodies with meticulous attention, and rotate them to ensure even development. The larvae themselves, tiny crescents of delicate white, respond with faint, rhythmic pulses, life beginning in the quiet heart of darkness. As they grow, they spin silk, constructing fragile cocoons around themselves. Though in some populations of ghost ants, the larvae remain naked throughout development, a reminder of the diversity that thrives within their species. Night falls gently in the tropics, the forest exhaling the day's heat in warm waves. Fireflies spark between branches. Frogs croak with a raw, resonant rhythm. Bats skim low, hunting in the darkness. And beneath it all, the ghost ants continue their ethereal procession. Their bodies catch starlight in pale glints. Their trails shine faintly in the moonlit humidity. To observe them now is to witness a living current of stardust flowing across the forest floor. Each ant a tiny point of motion, dancing within a constellation of purpose. They do not sleep in the way humans do. Rest comes in moments, micro pauses between tasks, brief stillnesses where their bodies sink into silence before rising again. Driven by instincts that hum through the colony like a low, persistent heartbeat, their world is one of constant motion, constant growth, constant adaptation. As the moon arcs overhead and clouds drift like ghostly ships across the sky, the colony breathes as one. It endures, it expands, it disappears and reappears in new corners of the world. And in every movement, every trail, every whisper of legs against bark, it rewrites the meaning of invisibility. For the ghost ant does not survive through strength or venom or armor. It survives through subtlety, through fluidity, through the art of being overlooked. And when morning comes again, soft, golden, full of dew, they will rise once more, a pale army drifting through leaves and roots, unseen yet everywhere, a spectral force sculpting the underworld of the tropics with a delicacy that defies the ferocity of nature itself.